Well, it was known as the Green Book. It helped African Americans travel during Jim Crow, showing them safe places to stay and safe places to go.
Sheree Honeycutt has spent months tracking down these locations here in the Heartland. She joins us live in the studio with more on this tonight. Sheree.
Jeff and Marianne, earlier I took you to Poplar Bluff and Charleston, but now I want to show you what I found in Cape Girardeau and how history has a way of repeating itself.
The Green Book is long out of print, but for 30 years it gave traveling African Americans safe places to stay, even here in Cape Girardeau.
I think it's important that Cape Girardeau have an awareness that we were in the Green Book. African Americans could not buy gasoline here. There was a necessity for us to be in the Green Book, which tells us something about ourselves.
3 listings in the Green Book left me with little to go on, only a first initial and last name for each. I wanted to know who these people were and the stories behind the historical places we pass every day. So I cracked open the records at the Cape County Courthouse.
There was a house on it that looks like it got tore down between 88 and 89.
Okay.
For 2 of the listings, the ones on Frederick and North Streets, I had to dig a little deeper.
Nope.
Not that one.
2 spots, now empty lots. The house on Frederick Street demolished, and on North Street.
We're sitting right here on the steps of one of the houses that was in the Green Book.
Dr. Frank Nickel is a Cape Girardeau historian and longtime resident. He's not surprised that these 2 houses are gone.
They're very old, run down, so that's what we do. We tear them down. And I think that's a great loss of history.
Nickel learned about the Green Book years ago, and he's proud Cape Girardeau was part of it, during a time where the color of your skin could mean you were turned away.
They couldn't buy gasoline, they couldn't stay all night, unless they found some place like 38 North Hanover.
I always knew something was special about this house.
YVONNE Cardwell Johnson lives in the only standing greenhouse in southeast Missouri. 38 North Hanover was built by William Martin in the 1930s, Johnson's blood relative. Both YVONNE and her mother, Louise, spent a lot of time there as children.
And as I got older, I began to wonder, were they able to afford a house like this?
Louise says she would see people come and go, but never understood the importance of what her family was doing until her longtime friend, Dr. Nickel, told her.
She realized it once she saw that book. That's why there were so many strangers in her house.
YVONNE rented the house she knew as a girl, but was able to buy it shortly after.
God made it possible for me to purchase the house. That was a real dream come true.
At 38 North Hanover, the tradition was you were never turned away. I don't think anybody's turned away there now.
It's always had an open door, and still has one, because sometimes the house is running over with grandkids and great-grandkids and friends.
In the years between the women owned the home, it got a surprising upgrade, a green porch. YVONNE says if she could talk to Martin today, she would say thank you.
I'm glad I'm related to you. You were about your father's business. I would ask him everything I could think of.
Because while the other buildings are gone, their importance hasn't faded.
And if we tear down all of our buildings, we have nothing left but a shadow and a story.
Buildings that were here in Cape and across our nation.
I would love to visit some of those places. I think our children should know this. Our young children, they should know what our ancestors had to go through.
Log on to my Facebook page to keep the story going. I have videos that go in depth on the greenhouses across southeast Missouri, and you can find both of today's stories on the KFBS News app. Live Local Now, Sheree Honeycutt, Heartland News.